Hey Tilly peeps. Today we're gonna be I'm gonna do a movie review of a movie that was banned in a lot of places. This movie is called a Serbian film, or in Serbian, Srpski film. This movie is gonna be the review of this movie is gonna be really graphic. So if you're like underage, like under 18, you know what, 16, 18. Something like around that, because this is definitely an R-rated movie. You should probably, click out now, because it's gonna be really graphic. It's been banned in like 10 countries, so you know it's bad if it's, been banned a lot. So, this movie was made in 2010, as an independent movie by. It was made by Sredian Spasojevic, and also produced by him. So this movie is kind of weird. I'll go through the plot first. I'm not going to show any like scenes or anything because it's really graphic and I don't want to get banned. So it starts out as a porn scene. It's a horror. This movie is basically a horror porn. So the main character, his name is Milos. He was an ex-porn star, and he's retired now. But on the screen, on his TV, there's him, in a scene, and his kid Petar is watching him do his thing on the TV. So he takes it out. Yeah, the wife scolds him. Can't be letting your tapes be out. So yeah, but they're starting to get low on funds, so his old porno friend or whatever gives him an offer from a guy named Vukmir, and this guy Vukmir sends him over to his house to sign a contract, and this contract would make him make a porno movie so he could have enough money to support his family for a long time.
Also, I forgot to mention, Vukmir gives him the contract, but the catch is Milos can't see the script.
This contract, so Milos is thinking about it, so he signs a contract after a couple of days of thinking about it. So, and then it starts to get weird. First scene, one of the first scene, he goes in and the first half of the scene, most of the parts of the scenes are filmed in a home for abandoned children. So that's pretty weird. He does a whole bunch of scenes like that, and with weird rooms with pitch. It's really weird, you guys. You just gotta see it to believe it, but only if you're old enough. He goes into a room. After a little bit, Milos says, "Enough is enough. This is getting too weird." He goes to Vukmir's house. He's like, "I'm not doing this anymore." But Vukmir's like, "Hey, one more thing." He goes, he pours him some whiskey, and then he's like, "Here, watch this." And it's really graphic. I watched the cut version, so most of this is you could only hear the audio, but there's a video, birth happening. It's to begin with, but then off screen you could hear crying. And then it's newborn porn. That's what movie is like. It's newborn porn. And then freaking Milos is like, "I'm out of here." But Milos, and after that, a couple days pass. Milos is driving around and he sees one of Vukmir's workers in the street, and she goes up to him, and then she drugs him. After various groping and stuff, she gropes him in his car. It was weird, but then she drugs him, and then she takes him back to Vukmir's so he can finish off the movie. So after that, a whole bunch of other weird stuff happens. There's this one scene where he's pretty much on bull steroids or something, and this one girl is handcuffed to the bed, and it's Milos is just screwing her, and then like someone gives him a frickin' like he keeps beating her with a belt. It's like really disturbing, and then afterwards he gets a machete and like cuts off her head and continues to screw her. Oh my god, it's disturbing. And then after that he goes to this one room, and you know he's still all drugged up, and you know there's like people under, like there's a table, and then there's people, and then there's a sheet over people. And then, you know, he goes over, and then he just screws, you know, one of the people under the sheets. And then there's a gimp that comes over and fucks the other person under the seat, you know, over there. You know, they're screwing. And then they find out after they're done, they lift the sheet. The gimp is screwing Miloš's wife. They kidnapped his wife, and then they cover the sheet of the other guy, and it's Miloš's son Petar.
Also, you know, the plot twist, you know, spoiler alert, I guess, that the gimp is actually Miloš's brother, Marko. And Marko has a whole bunch of messed up scenes near the middle of the movie. And it's just really, really disturbing what he does in most of those scenes.
That, like, messed me up really bad. Like, wow. But then, a little bit after that, you know, while, you know, all this going on, Miloš was drugged, so he didn't know what he was doing. So then after he finds this out, he, like, kind of comes to, he's like, what the heck? So he just starts beating the crap out of everybody. Because, like, he did this to him, and he doesn't like that, you know. So the wife, she beats up the brother, and then Miloš beats up, you know, Vukmir and all his bodyguards and everything. And then after all this happens, he finds the tapes of what happened. So he, like, looks at tapes to see what actually happened while he was drugged, and so he, you know, sees all that what I just told you through tapes. But then he goes home, and his wife and kid are still scared of him, because, you know, who wouldn't be in that situation? So Miloš is like, I'm not gonna hurt you, you know. And then he, like, kills them, all three of them, in the bed, because this is screwed up. And that's where it ends. I've seen this movie 3 times. The first time I watched it was on YouTube with a school-issued iPad. I can't believe they didn't catch me doing that. Lots of people got caught for watching porn on their iPads during that time. I have no idea how I got away with that. And then the second time I just kind of felt like watching it, and the third time I watched it with my friend. He's like, get a load of this, you know. And, you know, the third time I was just basically, like, practicing my Serbian. It's like, hey, look, that guy said the word penis like 40 times. Isn't that funny? And my roommate's like, oh my god, it's not funny, it's disturbing. Also, there's, like, people online who were kind of, like, comparing, like, maybe using the Serbian film as, like, a metaphor for what was happening during, like, Serbia right now, like, is still, like, kind of recovering, like, the whole ex-Yugoslavia republics are still, you know, going through some stuff after, well, what happened in the 90s. And at that time, around 2008, the Republika Srpska president, Radovan Karadzic, just got captured and put on trial for his war crimes. So people were, like, saying maybe that this is a whole movie is a metaphor of, you know, what was happening in the country at the time with all that war crimes and everything going on and all that. Overall, you know, IMDb, I think, gave Serbian Film like a 5 out of 10. Like, yeah, that's about right. You know, it's not like a freaking 10 out of 10 masterpiece or anything, that's for sure. But, you know, it's like kind of like when it's my first horror movie. That's pretty messed up. I don't watch horror movies, but that was my first one. Yes, I've never watched any horror movies to compare it with, but it was pretty messed up. There's a main theme that in the movie that I'm probably gonna use in the background of this scene that was, or in this video, and I'm probably gonna put in the background. That was a pretty good little tune to go along with the movie. It was kind of like a dubstep kind of like thing, but it was pretty good, you know, along with the movie and everything. But Serbian Film, pretty decent, pretty disturbing, but I kind of liked it. I enjoyed it. But maybe if you guys have seen it, tell me what you think in the comments below. And don't forget to be liking, subscribing, commenting, all the things. Nuke that like button, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.